If you don't own a firearm because you think the police are going to protect you when the shit hits the fan, you got another thing coming. The police cannot protect you. They cannot, and it is not their job. It would be completely unreasonable if you are one of the hundreds of millions of Americans who believe that you don't need a firearm because the police are going to protect you. Do the math. There aren't enough police officers to protect you. Last night they had 4 months to get ready for this. They had the help of outside police forces. They had the National Guard. They couldn't even protect their own police cars, for goodness sakes. I'm not bashing the police. Last night I think the police did an amazing job, showed great restraint. In those circumstances, did the very best that they could. And I think they did an excellent job. But it drives home the point. They couldn't even protect their own police cars. What are you going to do in a larger SHTF WROL situation? What are you going to do in an emergency situation? The police are going to be busy taking care of other things. They're not going to be there to run to your house and protect you and your family. You have to take steps to protect yourself, to protect your family. You have to take a prepper. And you do not believe that you need to own a firearm, or you don't want to own a firearm. You think that you're just going to store your food, store your water, store your medical supplies, have your garden, those kind of things, have your lighting and your heating and all that stuff, and you're just going to take care of yourself, and you're not going to worry about anybody else. You don't want to hurt anybody else. I have a question for you. How are you going to keep what you have come an emergency situation or an SHTF situation? How are you going to hold on to what you have? Because if you don't think that other people are going to notice that you have a garden, that you may still have electricity, that you have smoke coming out of your wood-burning stove, that you have light or heat, or you look much healthier than they do because you've got food and you've got fresh water, because you think that they're not going to notice that you have medical supplies. Folks, they are going to notice that. And you know what they're going to do? The mob is going to come to you to take what you have. The mob that didn't prepare is going to come and take what you have unless you have a means to keep what you have. Preparing is useless if you have no means to keep the things that you have prepared. Do exist who do not own firearms, who do not want to own a firearm. And to those preppers, I've talked to them. I have one in my family who's kind of a closet prepper. He doesn't really call himself a prepper, but he definitely does things to prepare himself and is getting ready, but he doesn't own a firearm, doesn't want to own a firearm. Said he may go out and get a firearm at a later date. The problem with that is if you don't have a firearm, you can have all the food, all the water, all the medical supplies, all the other stuff you want. Somebody's just going to come and take it from you who does have a firearm. That's the rules. That's how it works. That's how it's going to happen. Because somebody who didn't prepare but does have a firearm is going to come and take what you have. Or forget having a firearm. They're just going to come in greater numbers. They don't even need a firearm. They're going to come and they're going to take what you have. And at best, they're going to leave you with nothing. And at worst, they're going to leave you dead. You have to prepare firearms and ammunition the same as you prepare for a regular citizen. Don't consider yourself a prepper. Don't want to be a prepper. Well, if you live in an urban area, SHTF is like moments away at any point. And you are badly, grossly outnumbered. When the mobs start coming from house to house, building to building, what do you have to keep the stuff that you have for your family? To keep your family safe, to keep you safe, to keep your neighbors safe. If you don't own a firearm, you have people that went out and got a firearm, but you don't ever pull it out and you don't go to the range and you don't have any training on how to use your firearm, and you think magically that firearm is going to protect you come SHTF, you are a fool. If you think that just having a firearm is like this magic force field that's going to keep you and your family protected, you are crazy, because other people are going to have firearms and they are going to know how to use them. And the fact that you have a firearm, one firearm, maybe two, whatever it is, and you don't know how to use it, waving it at people is not going to keep what you have. If people are desperate enough and hungry enough and thirsty enough and need medical supplies enough, and they're trained and you're not, they will kill you whether you have a firearm or not. And take the time to get yourself prepared to know and trained how to use these things and how to protect yourself properly and effectively and safely in an SHTF situation. I'm Van Prepper. As always, happy shooting, everybody.